is up, everyone? Welcome back after a long
I've been here the whole
hiatus.
time. What are you talking about?
I've been on the couch.
Yeah.
You were hiding there.
You noticed me here? What do you mean?
After a 3-week hiatus, we are back with Smark Guys, our wrestling commentary show. I'm Darkside Phil, and with me, as always, is John Rambo.
Hello.
And we are heading now into a marathon Road to Wrestlemania tour.
That's right, Phil. We got a lot to do. We got a lot of smart guys to cover. We got some shows to go to. I don't want to see you getting pulled over, smoking up,
What?
while driving around.
What are you
You're
talking
in the
about?
middle of a big push right now with smart guys. We don't want to mess this up. So
I don't know what you're talking
careful.
about. I would never do something like that.
Well, I'm just making sure.
Especially when I hang out with guys who have big twirly mustaches, you know. Those guys are definitely on the level.
Uncle Zach.
Okay? So yeah, right now we actually, I believe, if looking at my calendar, we're gonna have a good 3 to 4, almost. I think we might even have 4 straight weeks
all right.
of Smart Guys. I'm not positive on that. I think it's at least 3 weeks. 1, 2, 3. It might be. We'll have to see. But we're gonna have several weeks of Smart Guys leading into the Road to WrestleMania. And if you haven't been following along for the past several months, we have actually planned, and it's now kind of planned a nice big wrestling trip coming up in April, based around WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I've definitely gone to a lot of shows here and there, but this is actually like solid block.
Right.
Are you announcing what we're doing yet, or that's gonna be later?
No, we might as well. We might as well talk
Alright.
about what we'll be doing.
Alright.
We're actually going to be heading into that whole New York, New Jersey area where WrestleMania is going on that Saturday of WrestleMania weekend. And we're going to start off the weekend with a Ring of Honor taping in the early afternoon on that Saturday, which is April 6th, which incidentally is also my birthday.
Yeah.
And later that day, at night, at the actual
Madison Square Garden.
yes, at MSG, there's going to be the Hall of Fame inductees for WWE this year.
See Bruno going to the Hall of Fame.
This is going to be awesome. I swear, John, we couldn't have timed this better for the Hall of Fame. Bruno Sammartino, Mick Foley,
Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund, that's going to be
Stratus.
awesome. Trish Stratus.
They didn't announce anyone else yet, right?
No. I think they're going to cut it off there because I think they realize with Bruno, like they already have such a lineup.
Yeah.
They don't want to try to overshadow. Like
Yeah, I
they
think
were going to do DX, and then they said no. You know what? You know what they actually said? That Hunter wants to go in first by himself before they do DX. It's like, I think you got a ways to go there before you get inducted first, buddy.
He's definitely going in, but
But
like you said, Foley could have been a headliner.
Right.
Backlund could have been one. Trish also could have been a headliner. She's probably the best woman performer they ever had.
Yeah.
Bruno kind of is now the headliner.
It's
so
crazy. It's
there are
like,
4 people that could have been, you know.
and even I'm just like blown away because previous years you're like, okay, maybe there's one real good person you want to see, and then a couple, okay, they deserve to be there, but they're not really that
Like
interesting.
Coco Beware's in there, and you're like,
This year's like, whoa! So I'm really excited for the Hall of Fame ceremony. And then on Sunday, we're going to be attending WWE Fan Access in the early afternoon. I believe our tickets are for like 12:30ish or something like that. I don't know because they haven't mailed those to me yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on at night, obviously, we'll be attending WrestleMania, to which we have some pretty primo seats. I'm pretty interested to actually see where our seats are, if you'll be able to see us on camera, and if we should bring some signage.
oh, you'll see
Yes.
me. You'll see me, no lie.
I'll be the one in full body paint.
I'm going to light some stuff on fire.
Explosions
Jumps
in
in
the...
It's cool though, because we did this a couple weeks ago. We looked at like how many shows there were. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
How many different things you could pick from. We
Right.
kind of
Oh, yeah.
put it together nice. We have one wrestling show and another event on each day.
Right, exactly. So it's not overload of too much of one thing every day.
Yeah.
And of course, as we do with these trips, we're going to be doing videos the whole time, vlogging the trip, and I'm sure we're going to be getting food in the area. So we're going to be doing all kinds of crazy shit in that area for that weekend. It's going to be a blast, and you can come here to the King of Hate vlogs for my coverage, and I'm sure John might do something of his own as well.
Maybe we'll see what what I feel like doing.
Okay, so it's going to be a great weekend, and it just gives us more incentive now to get more excited about what's going on with the product, because we're going to be leading right into that product at WrestleMania. So, speaking of the product, let's get everyone back up to speed on WWE, because we haven't had Smart Guys in several weeks. Some developments have happened, some big developments actually.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it starts with the Chamber. I didn't get to see the show, but people were raving about it. It was really great. They're saying it was a great show. Everything I've heard about it.
Unfortunately, this is just one of the times that neither of us got to see it. I was spending time with my girlfriend, so you don't see the pay-per-view, it stinks, but there's nothing you can do about it. The biggest developments out of that pay-per-view is Del Rio retained the title, so he's still the champion, World Heavyweight Champion. Jack Swagger, of all people, wins the Elimination Chamber. I don't think anyone predicted that. They thought it was just a filler spot.
I think it's more of a case of, like, we have this idea for a controversial storyline, and who could we put in this? And he kind of got the rub. But it looks like he may have flushed it down the toilet.
Rubbed himself right out of it.
Maybe not. I don't really know. So.
We'll have to see what happens, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
But they've got all this coverage, like on Fox News. Have you heard about this?
Oh, no.
What's that dude's name? One of the guys that does the political...
Who, Sean
gimmicks. Hannity? It wasn't him. It was one of the other...
No,
Beck.
Oh, Glenn Beck. Okay.
Glenn Beck. Well, I think he's actually more of a worker than like anyone. I think it's all a gimmick, really. He just says things like, but he came out against it. They're saying that they're mocking the Tea Party and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Vince and Linda are like hardcore Republicans.
Yeah, they're Republicans.
And Linda Ran is a Republican. But they're getting all this like press and stuff about it, so they like that, you know.
Right, exactly. So Jack Swagger is now the #1 contender. He supposedly will be facing Del Rio at WrestleMania. Money in the Bank because... Anyway.
I don't know. We'll talk about that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get to that. On the Raw side of things, you had, once again, the Shield. And this I didn't think was going to happen. I'll be honest, John, with this match, I really thought that Sheamus, Cena, and Ryback were going over the Shield in this match. I thought this was it.
Did, yeah.
This will be the beginning of the Shield getting squashed into WrestleMania. The Shield wins in the 6-man tag match at the Elimination Chamber. And then, the next night on Raw, Cena's too busy to be involved with the Shield anymore, but they put Jericho into Cena's spot, they redo the match, and the Shield wins again! It's like, wow, like this is great. They're actually, and the good thing is, because now they're wrestling with these higher profile guys, you're getting to see their actual move sets and the stuff that they do.
They're starting to do stuff.
It's very entertaining. Like the Seth Rollins flying knee, he's done it a couple times now, and it's a finisher, and it's working.
I wonder, I wonder if they're going to do a match at WrestleMania, another 6-man.
Right. I mean, the Shield obviously will have some kind of involvement there.
I don't know what Sheamus is doing. He's involved in like several different things.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him. Last year he headlines, wins the title. This year, like, he is floating around.
It almost seems like Ryback is kind of like getting pissed at him. And he's also messing with Wade Barrett, so I don't know where Sheamus is going to fall.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now it's kind of unclear what's going on with that. Trying to think of anything.
I will say this, like, a lot of people didn't expect Swagger to win, like you said. But if you think about it, we all should have known that they would have the racist character against the Mexican champion. It hit me when it happened. I was like, that's so stupid. I should have known they would do something like that, you know.
Of course. And then the main event, The Rock versus CM Punk. I don't think I really need to say anything about this. Basically, CM Punk tries everything he could possibly do to win, and he still loses, and he now was out of the title picture, but when we talk about Raw now, we'll talk about how he's maybe weaseled himself back in.
Possibly, I don't know.
It
might just be he loses next week.
I think, as we're going to talk about, I think that's unfortunately
just goes down.
What's going to end up happening.
All right, so Raw started with Cena.
Right.
And then Punk comes out. They're going back and forth. They set up basically next week on Raw. There will be a match. The winner will get the title shot.
Right, exactly. So one person will be out of the title picture.
Cena will not be losing.
I almost get the feeling it's going to be like a screw job.
Yeah.
Where Cena won't lose, but like there'll be like some clusterfuck.
So that Punk gets in there.
So Punk will get into the title match for WrestleMania, and now it's a triple threat. And I think that makes the match better. That will actually make me want to see the match at WrestleMania. Yeah. So I hope they do that. So I guess we'll see what happens.
I think they definitely should go that way. It makes it a little different. We saw Cena Rock last year.
Exactly.
It adds a little different spice to it. The promos will be better because Punk will be involved. With Cena and Rock. Last year they had to sandbag the Rock. And because he was destroying Cena, they had to try to elevate him, and they did the thing with the ring on the arm and all that stuff that people thought was real, wasn't. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what they're gonna do. It could be Cena just pins him. I wouldn't be surprised. But we'll see.
Okay, so let's very briefly go through Raw because not a hell of a lot of any kind of
Tensai was there.
Happened. Mark Henry squashed Sin Cara.
Yeah, Mark Henry's back.
Whoopity doopity. The Miz beats Antonio Cesaro in a no DQ match. So now it looks like they may be building up a feud. Maybe that'll be the WrestleMania feud.
That'll be the WrestleMania pre-show.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. That's probably the pre-show.
I wouldn't mind seeing that, though.
Alberto Del Rio beats Dolph Ziggler in a singles match.
Yeah, doesn't he tap out?
Yes, he did.
And then they tease he's going to catch the Money in the Bank in, but he can't even do that.
Nope.
He can't win the match. And then you can't even pin the guy after his bodyguard destroys him.
Yep. Yeah, because what's his name? Biggie Langston attacked him, supposedly knocked him out.
Yeah.
But then he got distracted.
No, Ricardo grabbed the contract
and ran away with it.
And ran.
Yeah. So then they got it back. They got it back, and then when he went to cash it in, Del Rio kicked him in the face.
Okay. ridiculous.
Wade Barrett is in a new movie, Dead Man Down, though you wouldn't know it from the trailer because he's not in it.
Yeah, the trailer was like went on and on. It was like 5 minutes. So like, what is?
I don't even like
the longest trailer I saw in my life.
The movie actually looks pretty decent. It's actually from the person who supposedly directed the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is I think it's a European movie. It's not the American version.
Okay, yeah.
So it looks like it's actually pretty good. But I'm like, where's Wade Barrett? He's not even in the trailer. That doesn't speak well for him.
And then Sheamus comes out, he shits on him, and then Wade Barrett goes, "You ruined my moment. You ruined my moment." That was it.
And
whatever happened to Dallas, or whatever his name was, Bo Dallas?
Who?
That beat Wade Barrett, and then beat the shit out of him.
Who?
And then they just dropped it.
He's done. He's done.
Whatever happened to that?
Back to NXT, buddy.
What did he do? Was he smoking pot in the car? No?
Oh boy.
Alright.
He's the one who gave the pot to anyway. Brodus Clay, Tensai, and Naomi in a mixed tag match against Primo Epico and Rosa Mendez. They win, they dance, it's horrible, no one cares.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter come out and do a State of the Union address that's incredibly racist and insulting to everyone who watched.
I mean, I see all kinds of different opinions on it. I feel personally it's a little cheap. I mean, you're going to get heat if you're racism. I mean, basically you're going to get people to boo you and you're going to get national exposure. But is it really like something good to watch?
Right.
Or entertaining? I don't know. It's other people like it because they feel like it's kind of old school wrestling and blurring the lines between reality and working and stuff like that. So
I can see that.
I think it's something that's pretty fresh right now, but as it goes on, like they keep repeating the same diatribe as they get more, like everything else did.
And that's an important point because this is what we were actually talking about last time we actually did a Smark Guys was the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was like rushed. It was only 3 weeks after Royal Rumble. Now we have a record. I think it's like 48 days or something until WrestleMania.
It's like 6 weeks.
It's like a massive amount of time. And you're like, wait a minute, like how are they gonna? These promos are gonna like get so stale, and then if you do it every week. So I'm interested to see what they do if they try to flare it up a little bit or something.
No, I mean, all they do with their heels, they always repeat the same 3 things.
But they should have Swagger come out every week and wrestle a different foreigner and destroy him. Like he wrestles Sin Cara and he cripples him. Rushitatsu, he like fucking smashes his face and just like keep fucking the foreigners up every week. Like,
it's blatantly cheap, heat, and racist. And he's like, I see a lot of faces that don't look like mine. You know? Do you want to talk about the thing with Swagger now, or?
Well, it was actually after the SmackDown taping that it happened, so I guess we could talk about it then.
All right.
Jack Swagger then actually had a singles match against Daniel Bryan, and he beat him.
Yes.
Beats him clean. Mr. McMahon challenges Paul Heyman to a fight next week, even though he just had hip replacement surgery, supposedly.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I don't know what the point of that is. So as we already mentioned, the Shield had won at Elimination Chamber, and then on Monday they redid the match with Jericho taking Cena's place, and so the Shield wins again in another good match.
It was fun to watch.
It was very fun. It was like pay-per-view quality to see these guys perform. I honestly, whatever the Shield does at WrestleMania may be the thing I'm looking forward to the most at this point.
It could be them with against maybe they'll do that again, or I don't know.
I think Sheamus will be in it because Sheamus has nothing else to do.
Unless he's going to fight Ryback or Wade Barrett, because he also had problems with them on Monday, but I don't know what's going on with him.
I could see like the Shield, another maybe like TLC match, like or no DQ match, because that was such a good match.
That should be the match at WrestleMania. That's like just debauchery and TLC, like you said, just go
crazy shit, just
That's the plunder match.
Yeah. Okay, and that would be good. Damian Sandow attacks Kofi Kingston before their match could begin. Sure.
Both these guys need a little bit of help.
They probably won't be at WrestleMania.
Kofi needs something, man.
Yeah, he's got nothing to do now.
Nothing to do.
Randy Orton beats Kane in the singles match. Nobody cares.
I don't understand what that was about. It started off with Kane was talking and in the back with Daniel Bryan, and Orton just comes to mock him.
Orton calls him Barney.
Calls him Barney, and then they just have a match and he beats him. I don't know what's happening with that.
It's important to note that Daniel Bryan and Kane are kind of on rocky terms ever since the Royal Rumble. They keep distracting each other every match, so they always lose their match because someone distracts them during the match.
They're still the champions, though.
All right, and then at the end of the show, The Rock unveiled a new WWE Championship. It's just a giant WWE logo, basically, that says champion. And then
it's like a big piece of metal.
Yeah,
it says WWE on it.
Right. And then 2 little side plates that seem to be are going to be customized per the champion. Right now they're Brahma Bulls.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see if Cena wins, it could be his hustle, loyalty, respect. If Punk wins, it could be his lightning bolt or whatever symbols you would want to put there, you could put on the belt. And apparently there was already a teaser photo leaked of Sheamus, the Sheamus version of the belt, where it's 2 shamrocks that he has on it. So
a lot of people were like really ripping on the belt. They said it was terrible. I think it's better than the last.
It's better than the spinner belt.
And I like how they could customize it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. I think they're doing that just so they can sell different belts.
Probably, yeah. Or maybe they'll have a replica belt, but you have to buy the plates separately to add to it. I can see that.
Yeah, that's the reason they're doing it, I think. But it's kind of a cool idea, I think.
I don't like a belt that looks like a toy. So now here's a belt that looks like a toy.
That literally is a toy. They never like established why the guys could have custom belts when they like certain guys did.
Yeah.
They never said why that was allowed.
That's true.
Some guys just had them, some guys didn't.
Wasn't there already a Brahma belt? He had a belt with the
very short period of time.
Yeah.
Smoking Skull was the most famous one, I think.
Right. Right.
There's a few other ones. Edge had one. That's when they were customizing the main spinner part.
Right. So anyway, so The Rock presents the new belt.
Some guys have designers on their side, the others don't. I don't know.
Rock presents the new belt. Cena comes out on the ramp.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's posing or whatever. I know he's doing his usual fucking stupid stuff. And then what ended up happening was that The Rock actually gave the old belt to someone on ringside. He says, "Go put that in the Hall of Fame." What Hall of Fame? There's no Hall of Fame. You know, it's a mythical thing. Like, where is the belt going? So
they just act like there is one. That's how they got Bruno to be in it.
Apparently the Hall of Fame...
There's a Hall of Fame, Bruno. Don't worry. Come on. Okay.
Well, apparently, John, the Hall of Fame is in CM Punk's dressing room because CM Punk came out with this old belt, clocked Cena in the back of the head with it, threw it down on the ramp, and then pointed to the new belt and said, "I want that one." And that's how Raw went off the air. So, at least we can start to see the beginnings of what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I was actually pleased with the Shield, you know, what's going on with them. And I hope that this continues.
They've got some good stuff going on. You can't really dispute it. There's some interesting stuff happening. Ratings are good. This is the time of year they try.
Right. Right.
So,
right.
You know, hopefully they can keep it going past WrestleMania. It looks like The Rock is going to be at several shows after WrestleMania, several Raws. So,
right.
I don't know. We'll see what happens here. And Brock Lesnar, he will not be at Raw this Monday because he's filming his new TNT show, but Brock Lesnar will be there instead. So how much you want to bet Lesnar comes out and helps Heyman win the match?
Gee, I wonder if that will happen.
Just saying. Maybe Triple H comes out to help Vince or something.
Right.
He's going to attack.
Or that's how it leads in, right. Okay, so SmackDown opens up with Del Rio in a tirade. He's so angry about Jack Swagger and the things that he said. He says, "Don't you understand that this country was built on immigrants? Immigrants literally built this country brick by brick and rail by rail, and how dare you insult them, and blah, blah, blah."
Don't you understand that I used to insult this audience the same way you do?
That's right.
Mysteriously turned face.
So as he's doing this promo, who interrupts him? Randy Orton, okay? And he comes out and he basically says, "Listen, I know you're real pissed at Jack Swagger."
Orton's just being a dick now.
He is.
A new character.
He is.
He's just being a dick.
He goes, "I know you're pissed at him, but you know what? He beat me in the chamber. I'm pissed at him, so I want him tonight, and you're just going to have to deal with it, and if you don't like that, we'll fight it out right now." And then as this is all happening, Booker T comes out. No, don't worry about that. You know, we're going to have 2 matches.
Dog.
We're going to have Randy Orton against Jack Swagger as one main event, and we're going to have Del Rio against Wade Barrett as the other main event. So that's what they announced.
Yes.
Sheamus defeats Damien Sandow in a singles match. Bro kicks the living hell out of him, and it's a really stupid match and nobody cares. Kayla and Layla have a tag team match.
Are you describing this match or the one before this one?
I'm sorry. Kayla and Layla defeat Tamina and Ixana, and nobody cares. Poor Caitlyn. I feel bad because she actually seems like she has some potential to be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But she's in a time where there are no other good female wrestlers in WWE, so there's really nowhere to showcase her talent. You know?
Yeah. We don't really know if she's talented or not.
You can't tell.
And the people she's in there with are beyond terrible, so it's like, you don't know.
Right. Alright, actually Jack Swagger beats Randy Orton. Yeah. So that's a good,
he's getting pushed to the moon right now, but I don't know what's going to happen now.
But now let's talk, right, because now's the time. So after this match, Jack Swagger's feeling good about himself, I mean, he's got a nice push going. He won the chamber. He's locked in for title match at WrestleMania. He had a couple good matches this week. He says, I'm going to relax. And, take some time for myself and maybe do a couple things.
Activity.
Do a couple things that maybe wouldn't be approved by by the authorities,
Maybe
the powers that
was
be.
it planted on him by the Shield, maybe? Or Brad Maddox or something?
By Del Rio. Yes, Del Rio planted it on him.
It turned into a story.
Alright, so what we're alluding to is that this literally did happen this week in the news. As Jack Swagger was driving back from this SmackDown taping.
It was like something like 45 minutes after the show or something like that.
He was speeding, so he gets pulled over for speeding. His car smells like marijuana. The cop searches his car and finds marijuana in the car.
I guess he was doing it while he got a DUI, but it wasn't for alcohol, they said.
Right.
So he's probably doing it while he was driving. It's not a good idea, kids.
Now, let's recap. What was it, 2005, 2006?
Oh, you're with RVD?
RVD getting pushed to the moon.
Biggest push of his career.
He's not only the WWE champion, he's the ECW champion.
It's a brand new thing, a brand new brand.
Brand new brand. He's outstanding. You know, everyone's loving it because everyone's still. That was really when the anti-Cena movement had started. People were turning on Cena.
It was sad because he worked so hard in that company, jumping over hurdles and all kinds of things to get to that position. And
what does he do?
The same thing.
The night after he wins both titles, he's coming home from the show with his good friend Sabu.
They're both doing it.
They're both doing it. They get pulled over for speeding. The same exact situation.
A week later, he loses both belts.
Loses both belts. So now the big speculation is what is going to happen to Jack Swagger? Will he now get kicked out of the title picture? Will this maybe elevate Dolph Ziggler somehow because he's been like floating around? People were already speculating maybe during the match at WrestleMania, no matter who wins, he would come out and cash in. He would be the new champion. So what's going to happen now with this title picture with this drug use?
Well, even back then there was no wellness policy at that point.
Right.
So now it's a whole new thing. There's I guess the wellness policy is posted publicly and you could view it. And for marijuana, it's just something about it's not suspension.
It's not suspension, right.
But it says something along the lines. It's kind of vague. If you are arrested, then that's a violation of it.
Right, and it could be potential. It's not clear cut. It's like they could do stuff, but they don't have to. Right. That's kind of how it's worded.
Right. It seems like they're not going to do anything based on what I've seen because they have posted video of him on YouTube with him and Zeb Coulter talking to Glenn Beck or whatever. They're trying to get Glenn Beck to be on Raw.
Oh, God.
So it seems like they're not going to do anything, and I think it's kind of, in some ways, it's kind of hypocritical of the wellness policy. And there's holes in the wellness policy, because we've seen in the past where guys got caught for something, they work another 3 weeks, and then they're suspended when they're...
Right, when it's convenient to be suspended.
Exactly, after the pay-per-view, okay, now you're suspended. In professional sports, this is how it works when they have these kinds of programs.
Right.
You get caught with these things, you're done, that's it. So, they're very they're very much flexible with what they want to do with it, if it benefits them.
Right.
So it's possible they might just keep him where he is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing might happen to him at all, which is
unsure. The Miz has a singles match against Cody Rhodes. He wins. Big deal. And then the main event is Alberto Del Rio against Wade Barrett. And, it's funny because once again they talk about his movie and they show the trailer and he's not in the trailer.
The trailer's so long.
And then he comes out.
It's like 8 minutes long.
He has a good match and then he loses to Del Rio. So pretty much exactly what you would expect for SmackDown this week. Just more kind of leading into what's going to be coming the next several weeks as they build up to WrestleMania. So it's interesting. It's not bad SmackDown. It's an interesting week. It's good to see it coming off Elimination Chamber. Things are formulating more for WrestleMania. I can say this, being that we're going to be at WrestleMania, actually I do feel better, a little bit better now about it. Now that I see what's formulating and what's coming together, the Shield looks like whatever they do is going to have a great match. I hope CM Punk's going to be in the title picture. That'll be a good match because of that.
Even if it doesn't work out that way, you're going to get to see the Shield, you're going to see Jericho, you're going to see a lot of these guys do something good. And so,
right.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It'll be good, I guess. So, the last thing I guess we'll talk about, we got a little bit of time left, is TNA. Finally finishing up their Britain tour after a
4 or 5 weeks
month of shows that they taped there.
Yeah.
And they're finally ending a lot of these plot lines that are going on. Like there was this where Robbie E is breaking up with Robbie T now. So these things that it's weird because in 4 weeks so much can happen.
See the Blossom Twins? What about them? They're pretty good. They're alright.
Blossom Twins.
The female division, if you like the female wrestlers, a lot of people are like, I like the divas, and they don't do anything with them. They're doing great over there. I mean, they definitely have the best, some of the best they have.
Right. I forget the name of the guy. They did sign a guy, right, from Britain.
Rockstar Spud. And
that's his name. Spud.
Yeah, they signed a bunch of people.
So they got a couple new people from England now in the company. What's been going on with the plot lines lately? Well,
the main thing, I mean, it doesn't really make it. It's mostly aces and eights though.
Mostly still aces and eights going.
It's kind of funny because Hogan. They were trying to find a contender for Jeff Hardy's for Hardy's belt. Hardy's not even there because he's not allowed to go to the country, which is kind of funny.
Right.
So they're trying to fight a number contender. So Hogan has all these different matches, and he's basically like, "I'm going to see you wrestle." It's not like who wins gets in a tournament. It's just like, "I'm going to watch matches."
You're going to impress me.
So he picks none of the people that he picked for the matches.
Right.
He picks Bully Ray because his daughter wants her, to pick him, and it's definitely looking like Bully's going to turn on Hogan in the cage at Lockdown.
Yes,
I think it's going to be awesome, actually.
Lockdown is the next pay-per-view, by the way, and so every match will be in a cage, at least a Lockdown.
I think they changed it at least somewhere now.
What?
I think they changed that, yeah.
What? That's the whole purpose of the pay-per-view.
They changed that around.
Alright, well,
it's kind of like WWE, because WWE used to do that too with the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be now Hardy against Bully for the title at Lockdown. It's unsure what's going to happen with Aces and Eights. I guess there's going to be some match. It looks like it may be...
Oh, it's a War Games match.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be...
oh, shit. I didn't know that.
3 or 4-4, so...
It's going to be Angle, Sting, Joe, right? I think it's Angle, Sting, Joe, and I forget who else is going to be in it. It'll probably be the ones who we know. It'll probably be like Devon, Anderson...
And then Doc and
Doc
Knox.
And yeah, something like that.
Or Garrett. I think Garrett, but I don't think they said, actually.
They haven't announced it yet, but,
That's going to be good, I think. That's going to be cool. Those War Games type matches are always fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, it's kind of... It seems pretty obvious that Bully's going to turn, but it's okay, because I think it's going to be tremendous.
Right.
It's going to be great. He's going to take the belt.
They need a strong heel.
Oh, my God.
Because right now Aces and Eights is pretty much the only heels in the damn company.
He's going to beat the crap out of Hogan.
Right.
It's going to be fun, I think, so. I'm looking forward to that.
Excuse me. Velvet Sky.
She won the title.
There was a fatal 4-way for the Knockouts Championship this last Impact, and she won the title. So it's interesting to see what will happen with that. We'll probably see a run-back match, at the pay-per-view, since it wasn't a singles match to begin with. I'm trying to think if anything else significant happened this week. I don't really think so.
Not really. No.
So Impact,
it's good wrestling.
It's pretty good.
I enjoyed the show.
I'm excited to see now. I think the next show is Chicago. This next coming week. They said
I think they're going to Impact Zone last time.
Okay, so it's like the last show at the Impact Zone.
It's a live Impact Zone show, and then they're done. They're going Chicago. They're like Arkansas, and then they didn't announce after.
Yes.
They didn't announce after that. So.
Yes. Belgium.
WWE's trying to lock them out of some buildings. They're trying to sign like exclusive deals with some buildings to try to lock them out.
That's a dick move.
That's a dick move. That's it's dirty business. So Vince likes to play it.
Right.
So,
All right. So that's it for this week's edition of Smark Guys. Definitely check back next week because next week we'll be continuing. We're gonna have, like I said, several weeks here, a string of Smark Guys episodes where you'll be able to be going that road into WrestleMania and more of a formulation of what we're going to be seeing at WrestleMania, which will be exciting.
That's right.
I think today we're also going to be doing some simulation matches in WWE 13 for the Elimination Chamber. So definitely check those out over on DSP Gaming. I know I actually hadn't previously mentioned that because we hadn't talked about it, but looks like we're probably going to be trying to do some of those matches today over on DSP Gaming. So if you were looking forward to it, you didn't see it last week because we didn't have a chance because we weren't together to do it, definitely head over there today to check it out. So.
That's right.
That's it for Smart Guys. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next week. Peace out.